Hey, what is up? Today I'm going to show you a brand new way to duplicate your items, specifically the power armor. Yes, since today's patch day, you're going to be able to duplicate any legendary set that you're able to acquire. Fair warning, I am not responsible for anything that happens to your account. This is all for pure entertainment, and hopefully you do enjoy the glitch when you see how it works. We're going to be doing the disconnect glitch. Any glitch that you see in the video was done in a private server. Now that you know that, let's go ahead and get into the video. What you want to do is arrive at Foundation and talk to Ward. You guys may be familiar with this method before, but what we want is the intrusion module. If he does not say intrusion module, absolutely leave and go to a different server. If he does ask you for the module, then you'll want to accept the quest and then locate it. Once you've located it, go towards the raider or whichever enemy it is and take them out. For example, I will shank this guy to, an Oblivion, and then I'll take his intrusion module. Now that I have this specific item, let's make sure that it's actually an intrusion module. Okay, it is, so from there we want to then pause the game and then fast travel to our camp. Once we are at our camp, start laying down some concrete foundation. You will want to make a decent, large, vast area because we're going to be laying down some Tesla traps here soon. Once we've laid down the concrete foundation, let's pop up the vendor and place that down. Next up, we will then want to head over to our stash box and our scrap box. Depending on what you have, if you have first or not, this will depend on it. Since I have first, I will have to go into my scrap box. Now that I have a stash box, let's say that I don't have Fallout First, I would need to use that because all my materials are in there. Now, since my materials are within the scrap box, I'm going to go within here, and then I'm going to find out the specific items. So if we go over to our junk tab here, and then we take a good old look at the intrusion module, you're going to notice that, okay, it says intrusion module, but on the right here, it says steel, circuitry, and copper. What we want to do is we want to take those specific items out of our actual scrap box. For example, the intrusion module had some circuitries in it, so we grabbed the circuitry as well as the copper. Now we want to finally grab the steel since that was the last material that makes up for the intrusion module. We want to then go to our vending machine, and we want to then go to the junk tab and we want to assign each one. Now of course I messed up here, but make sure you assign it at max caps. The reason for this is you'll understand this quite soon, and it's all because of the way the glitch works. So we'll go ahead and but we'll assign the copper, and then we'll put that at max caps, and then we'll put the steel at max caps again. I'm in a private lobby, but hey, I'm not gonna expect anybody to grab these items, but I also do not want to lose them, so I just showing you that for the video. Now that we have those items assigned, remember back when I said that we will need the contractor per card? Well, we definitely do, and then we want to go over to our agility, and we want to unassign any per card that is up holding those points, and then we want to then go to home defense and add that. I have a level 3, but I believe it's only a level 2 that you need. Once we have that down and ready to go, let's place down a foundation somewhere away from our other foundation. If you head over to the traps and start placing down some Tesla arcs, you're going to notice that you're able to place them down without any material cost. Once you've laid down a good amount on top of the foundation, go over to that concrete and store it. What this is going to do is then store those Tesla arcs. You might be familiar with this blueprint right here, and I'll show you how to make it for those that are not familiar with this method. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Tesla arcs and some conduits. As you see, I've stacked 2 right on top of each other. From there, I want to open up my traps, and then I want to place down a bunch of Teslas. This was before I began the actual intrusion module glitch, so you will see some materials being used on the right side. Just fair warning there, so you know that this is just a different clip. You want to place them exactly like this. If they're a little wonky and not even, that's okay. You don't have to be legitimately perfect on this. But once you have those ready, then you'll want to assign a wire. This will all make sense eventually. Once we have this all down and ready, I'll be able to explain it. But just wire up each one, and you should have something like this. From there, wire up the last one, and then we'll want to make a blueprint of this. You can name it whatever you would like. I personally just named it something simple. And then once you have it down like so, we'll then want to just delete the whole bottom half here because we can just replace it with the foundation, and then delete whatever remaining wires there are. Soon eventually you'll get to a point where you need to free up your budget, and you can do this by placing down a turret and quickly stashing it and tapping the stash button or the store button as many times as possible. I'll leave a suggestion box above. Once you have done this, you'll then want to place those turrets down and then just scrap them. This, you'll see that on the top right, it'll free up the budget. Once you've placed a large amount of Tesla traps, you then want to place down a generator. This way, once you activate it, this is what you'll see. It'll completely be like a firework for 4th of July, which will already pass when this video is out. You'll want to activate this Tesla trap a few more times until it can no longer be activated again, to a point where you have to repair it. Then you can proceed on to the next step, which is the disconnect glitch, and that was found / discovered by Real Exploits and Glitches over on the Facebook group. Now, what we're going to be doing here is we want to drop an empty frame, an empty power armor chassis. Once you've done that, go to the armor section and start adding your legendary power armor. Because of course, this is the reason why you're here, is so that you can duplicate your new legendary power armor that you're able to do as of the new patch. Now, when this video comes out, it's going to be patch today. Of course, I'm recording this way ahead of time. As for a quick recap, let's go over it again. I dropped a power armor chassis, and then I added each power armor piece one by one. Then you're going to want your friend to grab it and tell him to leave the server. You then want to go to your camp, and then you want to hit the repair button. What's going to happen here is it's going to completely disconnect the game. This was done again in a private server, and this will take a lot longer for it to disconnect. As you see in the video, I just edit this really quick so that you do not have to wait that long. Once you arrive back into your private lobby, you're going to notice that your armor pieces have been added back into your inventory, but of course you're going to lose the chassis. That's not a big deal at all, because you can of course, if you have another one, you can just throw that down and then add the individual pieces back onto it. You can do this as many times as you want, and here soon I'll have my buddy come through and we'll do a side-by-side comparison, as you see right here. Now, of course, whatever you decide to do with this is up to you, but I personally am just here to show you this for pure entertainment. I know that a lot of you do not play Fallout 76 anymore, but I'm sure this one is going to blow your mind. Now, as for another thing that I would like to mention before I head on out, if you do place down the duplicated piece, make sure that you paint it before you start storing it, because sometimes it'll kind of merge the pieces together and it will not tell you that, so you'll have to kind of swap them back and forth in order to completely split the pieces back up, because you want to make sure every time that you duplicate it that duplicated piece is painted. What I've noticed is that this will stop the two pieces from merging together, and on top of that, this will make things a lot easier for you as the glitch goes on. You can do this for just about any power armor. Of course, not the Strangler one, because there are some power armors that you cannot drop, but if you do modify any of the legendary power armors, you'll want to mainly go after the ones that you can drop. Again, Strangler Heart does not work, and I know that there is maybe the T60 one. I think that one as well does not work. I'm sure there are going to be a few of you out there that can fill in the more of the blanks there that I left out. The reason for this being so lengthy is because I want to make sure that you guys fully understand how to do this glitch when it comes out, and I believe that this is going to be hard for them to patch right away, so you'll have plenty of time to do this, and I hope that you're able to enjoy this glitch to the full extent. This glitch was discovered by a Discord member that would like to remain anonymous, and I want to completely do that for him by not mentioning that at all. So hopefully this whole entire video has been informative, you found it useful, you understand it completely, and I've been trying to take my time so that it's well prepped. Have a great time glitching, guys. Take care of yourselves, live well, and happy glitching. See you guys on the next one.